Hi babes! So this is not going to be a particularly long or entertaining video. I just wanted to be honest about what I've been going through and offer a bit of sympathy and hope if you're going through something similar. So, quick background if you don't know me personally. I first developed a full-blown eating disorder when I was 18. It probably in the beginning would have been categorized as anorexia purging type. I didn't binge and purge, but I did purge a lot. And then towards the end, it was just anorexia. I voluntarily sought out treatment when I continuously was failing to recover by myself. I chose to go inpatient. I actually asked to go, and it was very difficult. I will say that. What I wanted to talk about is how, I know I, as well as a lot of other people, have taken a lot of steps back with my mental health over the course of the pandemic specifically. And if the pandemic contributed to or caused a relapse for you with any sort of addiction, be that behavioral, like eating disorder, self-harm, gambling, sex, whatever, or binge eating, whatever, or even a chemical addiction of some sort of substance. You're so not alone. I recently decided to go back into recovery because I slipped back with my anorexia specifically. It's normal for me to relapse a couple times a year with self-harm, but it never sticks, thank God. But my eating disorder really got a hold of me. COVID-19 did not cause me to relapse personally, but it cemented it very bad. There was a very specific traumatic event, an assault actually, that triggered my relapse at first. It was actually, oh yeah, I saw on Snapchat memories, I think it was today or yesterday, it was actually 3 years ago exactly it started. And yeah. There were different points in time where my psychiatrist would kind of stop me and be like, you've lost some weight and you're still healthy. Why can't you just be happy with where you're at? And I would say that I would try. But COVID-19 shutting everything down on top of it, and a ton of personal stressors, plus the stress of knowing all these people are dying and that every decision you make counts when you leave your house and stuff like that. It's all a lot to deal with when you already have stuff going on. And another thing that I didn't realize was that I live alone, and I've lived alone for a long time at this point. And I didn't realize how much eating out with other people was helping me keep a balanced relationship with food. Things were getting kind of restrictive at home, but I would still eat whatever I wanted when I ate out with people. And then COVID-19 hit, and I didn't realize how much, especially eating out regularly, was also helping me not lose too much weight, because over the course of the pandemic, my weight dropped. And it dropped to a point where I actually checked it at one point and was like, I can't let it get any lower because I know what will happen in my head. And I panicked and I changed the way I was eating, and I managed to stay up in a safe range this relapse, but it's not sustainable. It's not how I should get used to looking like, because it's not realistic for me as a full-grown adult now to look like that and to live a happy, healthy life with a lot of energy and everything. The good news is that my recovery is going really well, and there are so many good and bad things that I'm grateful for, actually, both of them. I'm fully experiencing my personality again. I really didn't, just like the first time I struggled with my eating disorder, I didn't understand just how far off the rails my relationship with food had gotten, because when it happens so slowly over time, it's hard to see it. But I'm doing a lot better, and but it started, what actually really happened in the beginning was having more energy again was fuel for my anxiety, and my anxiety got so out of control I actually ended up doing a sort of psych ward stay in like 2 weeks ago, and I almost gave up. But I got my meds changed, and I also got a lot of support, and I was also just sitting there with like a bunch of us that were like, we'd had problems in the past and we were doing well, but like everything the past couple of years in our personal lives as well as globally, like it was just kind of nice to just kind of like sit around and have sympathy for each other. Like, of course we're struggling right now, and especially when it comes to relationships with food and stuff, when you're so isolated. Like, eating disorders thrive off of isolation. So many people know this. Most people do the majority of their behaviors alone, and sometimes it's the only place they feel truly alone and safe is with their eating disorder, and that's definitely something that I feel sometimes. So it totally makes sense that isolation, even though I totally agree with it, the way it was done, and we should have done it harder, in my opinion. I guess, like, shouldn't really get too much into that, but the main point is that it totally makes sense if you took some steps back with your mental health over the past 2 years, and that when you're ready, let's get our lives back. Let's not let this define us. Let's not lose ourselves completely, because we deserve a whole life again. And I hope that I can give you some inspiration, because I, a week ago, couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't get out of bed because of my anxiety was so severe, and I would set alarms to eat every 3 hours, and I would just fall asleep because I was avoiding my anxiety and like really severe nausea all day, because I was just really struggling to adjust to my meds and birth control since my state outlawed abortion, and like all these things going on are just a lot. But I managed it, and I have learned a lot about anxiety and panic attacks and what to do for one versus the other. And I learned so much. My new meds are helping me a lot, but also gaining a sense of confidence and accomplishment and empowerment in myself has also really, really, really helped me make leaps and bounds. The more you believe in yourself, the less things will completely crush you. And if you have any more specific questions or anything, if you want to know anything specific, I'm a very open book. I don't mind talking about these things, so let me know. If not, have a great day. Take care of your body. Listen to your body. I can't believe how much of a difference proper sleep, food, and hydration, and getting my meds figured out. I can't believe how much it's changed me in a couple weeks, and it's hard because there's a reason I struggle with restriction. It makes a lot of my mental illness symptoms, as well as my own personality, a lot easier to cope with. So those things that are hard to cope with are coming back, but the joy is coming back too, and that's awesome. And life's too short to only eat the same 5 things over and over and over again forever. It's too fucking short. I know it. You know it. Let's take steps to achieve liberation again. So, I hope you have an amazing day. Take good care of yourself. I love you so much. Yes, I'm growing my hair out now. I shaved my head last time I saw you. I am growing my hair out. I know. We don't have to talk about it. Okay, goodbye.